Welcome to Cheater Fallout. Let us get started with today's story. My girlfriend said, I am still seeing him. Deal with it. I replied, okay. Then I packed my bags while she was at his place and left a note on the counter. Good luck with him. She came home to an empty closet. I am Jake, 29 male. My girlfriend Lena is 27 female. We have been together a little over 3 years and living together for almost 1. If you asked her, she would say we are comfortable. If you ask me, I would say I slowly disappeared inside my own apartment. Lena has this way of talking that always sounds like she is bored with you. Even when she is asking a simple question, it comes out sharp. Everything I do is either obvious, inconvenient, or somehow wrong. The way I load the dishwasher, the way I chew, the fact that I still wear t-shirts with faded bands on them. She likes to remind me she has outgrown that phase. It did not start like this. At least I do not think it did. But somewhere along the way, her patience evaporated, and I became more like furniture she trips over. About 2 months ago, she started going out more. Not girls' nights, not work events. Just out. She would throw on makeup she never wore for me anymore, grab her purse, and say something vague like, I am meeting a friend. If I asked who, she would sigh like I had insulted her. Why does it matter? Became her favorite sentence. Then there was her phone, always face down, always locked. If I walked into the room while she was texting, she would angle the screen away without even thinking about it. Muscle memory. I asked her directly once if something was going on. She laughed. Actually laughed. Told me I was being paranoid and insecure, and that it was not a good look. Last Friday night, after another argument that somehow ended with me apologizing, she looked me dead in the eye and said, I am still seeing him. Deal with it. She said it casually, like she was telling me she changed shampoo brands. I did not yell. I did not cry. I just nodded and said, okay. She smirked like she had won something. I do not think she realized what that okay actually meant. After I said, okay, she rolled her eyes and grabbed her jacket. Told me she would be back later. Not late later. Like I was her roommate giving her a courtesy heads up. The door slammed behind her, and the apartment went quiet in that heavy, uncomfortable way. No TV, no music, just the hum of the fridge and the realization that she had finally stopped pretending. I sat on the couch for a while, staring at the dent in the cushion where she always sat with her legs tucked under her. I was not angry yet. That came later. At first, it was just clarity. Cold, calm clarity. This was not a mistake. This was not confusion. She did not cry. She did not apologize. She did not even try to justify it. She told me she was seeing another guy the same way she told me we were out of oat milk. I went into the bedroom and opened the closet. Her clothes took up about 80% of it. Dresses she wore out with friends. Shoes she said she needed. Jackets she bought because they looked expensive. My side was a narrow strip of hangers and a couple of hoodies shoved on the top shelf. That is when I started packing. Not dramatically, not angrily. I grabbed a duffel bag first, then my old suitcase from under the bed. I folded my clothes carefully like I was packing for a trip. Socks rolled, shirts stacked, jeans folded the way my dad taught me. As I packed, I noticed how little of the apartment was actually mine. The couch she picked, the plates she liked, the framed of places we went that she barely remembered. Even the bedspread was hers. I had wanted something darker. She said it looked depressing. Halfway through, my phone buzzed. A text from her. Do not wait up. I did not respond. I took my toiletries from the bathroom, left the fancy stuff she bought, took my cheap razor, my toothbrush. The cologne she always complained was too masculine. When I zipped the suitcase, it felt final in a way I had not expected, like a door quietly closing. Before I left, I grabbed a sticky note from the junk drawer. The pen skipped a little as I wrote, but the words came easy. Good luck with him. I stuck it on the kitchen counter, right where she would see it when she came home. Then I took my bags, looked around one last time, and walked out without locking the door. I slept on my brother's couch that night. He did not ask questions, just handed me a beer and nodded like he already knew. I stared at the ceiling until morning, replaying her voice in my head. I am still seeing him. Deal with it. The thing that hurt the most was not the cheating. It was how easy it was for her to say it. Around noon, my phone blew up. Missed calls, Texts stacked on top of each other. Where are you? Are you seriously being dramatic right now? Did you really leave? Jake, answer me. I waited. Let her sit in it. When I finally checked my voicemail, her tone had shifted. Not apologetic. Panicked. She came home to an empty closet. She did not say that directly, but I could hear it between the words. The way she kept asking where my stuff was, why the hangers were gone, why I took the nightstand lamp like that was some kind of betrayal. You did not even talk to me, she said in one message, like I was the unreasonable one. That is when I texted her back. Just once. You told me to deal with it. This is me dealing with it. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. You are overreacting. It was just sex. I did not think you would actually leave. That line stuck with me. She did not think I would leave. For 3 years, I had been the one who adjusted. I was the one who apologized. The one who swallowed comments and convinced himself that love meant patience. Somewhere along the way, she decided I was permanent. Like a couch you do not bother being careful with because it is already worn in. She showed up at my brother's place that evening without asking. Stood on the porch with her arms crossed, jaw tight, like she was the one who had been wronged. You embarrassed me, she said instead of hello. I laughed. I could not help it. That made her furious. You do not get to act like this, she snapped. We could have worked through it. That was the moment something finally went quiet inside me. There was nothing left to work through. She did not cry when I said that. She scoffed, like I had said something naive. You are acting like I stabbed you, she said. People cheat. It happens. It does not have to be the end of the world unless you make it the one. That sentence told me more than any confession ever could. I asked her one question. Just one. How long? She hesitated. Just long enough. Does it matter? She snapped. Of course it mattered. But the fact she would not answer told me everything. This was not some drunken mistake or moment of weakness. This was a parallel life she felt entitled to, with me subsidizing the boring parts. She stepped closer, lowering her voice like she was being reasonable. You are really going to throw everything away over this? Everything? Like this was nothing. I looked at her and realized I was not attracted to her anymore. Not physically, not emotionally. All I could see was someone who measured love by convenience. Someone who mistook my patience for weakness. I told her I would come by later to grab the rest of my stuff. She rolled her eyes again and muttered. Unbelievable. Like I was the villain in her story. That night she texted me at 1:43 a.m. I miss you. He is not you. Can we talk tomorrow? I did not reply. The next morning, a mutual friend messaged me asking what happened. Apparently, Lena had already framed it her way. She told people I stormed out, that I could not handle honesty, that I was controlling and dramatic. I let her have it. By the time I went back to the apartment 2 days later, she was not there. I could tell she had not slept much. The bed was a mess. Wine glasses in the sink. His hoodie on the chair. I took the rest of my things quietly. My books, my tools, the spare charger I always had to lend her. I noticed she had taken the sticky note off the counter, but the closet was still empty on my side. And for the first time in a long time, so was my chest. A week passed, then 2. The quiet settled in differently than I expected. Not lonely, just still. No tension humming in the background. No waiting for the next comment that would make me feel smaller. Lena did not handle that well. She started finding reasons to text me. Logistics at first. You took the blender. It was mine, I replied. Silence for a day, then something else. Did you cancel the internet? Yes. Another pause. Then, you are being petty. That word again, petty. Her favorite way to dodge accountability. She showed up again unannounced one afternoon while I was grabbing the last box from the apartment. This time, she was calmer. Sweet even. That version of her she used when she wanted something. You know, she said, leaning against the counter. He is actually not that great. Kind of immature. I did not look up. Just kept taping the box. You left over nothing, she continued. We could have redefined things, opened it up. You are so rigid. That made me stop. Rigid because I did not want to be cheated on. I finally looked at her and said, you did not want an open relationship. You wanted a backup plan. Her face tightened. That is not fair. Neither is coming home to an empty closet and acting shocked, I said. That is when she snapped again. Told me I would regret this. Told me no one else would put up with me the way she did. Told me I was average, boring, replaceable. And here is the thing. I believed her once. Maybe for a long time. But standing there, holding a box of my own things, I felt something shift. If being with her required me to shrink, then being alone was an upgrade. I carried the last box to my car. She did not follow me this time. As I drove away, I checked my mirror. She was still standing in the doorway of the apartment we shared, arms crossed, looking angry and confused. Not because she loved me, because I left. Life did not magically improve after that. It just got quieter, and in that quiet, things started making sense. I moved into a short-term sublet near my brother's place. Cheap furniture, neutral walls, no memories stuck to anything yet. It felt temporary in a good way, like a reset button. Lena, on the other hand, spiraled. Mutual friends started reaching out with awkward check-ins disguised as curiosity. She is having a hard time. She did not think you were serious. She feels blindsided. Blindsided? That one almost made me laugh. Apparently, after I left, she told people she thought I was bluffing, that I would cool off, come back, and they would figure it out. She even joked about how dramatic I was being, right up until she realized I had actually taken everything that mattered to me. I heard through the grapevine that things with him were not going well. Shockingly, turns out when you start a relationship by cheating, trust is not exactly the foundation. Who knew? One night, she called me drunk, did not say hello, just started crying. Told me she felt stupid. Told me she missed how easy things were with me. Told me she hated waking up alone in an apartment that suddenly felt too big. I listened, did not interrupt. When she finished, there was this long silence where I knew she was waiting for me to say something comforting, something familiar. Instead, I said, "You did not miss me when you thought I would not leave." She hung up. The next morning, I blocked her, not out of anger, out of self-respect. That was when it finally hit me. The breakup did not start the day she admitted she was seeing him. It started months earlier. Every time she dismissed me, belittled me, and assumed I would always be there no matter what she did. I was not her partner anymore. I was her safety net, and walking away did not make me weak. It made me free. Blocking her should have been the end of it. Clean line. Final period. But life does not really work like that. About a month later, I ran into her at a grocery store. Same aisle. Pasta sauce, of all places. She looked different. Not in a glow-up way. More like someone who had not slept well in a while. Hair pulled back, no makeup, eyes scanning labels like they might bite her. She froze when she saw me. For a second, neither of us moved. Then she laughed awkwardly and said, "Wow. Guess the universe has jokes." I nodded. Polite. Neutral. The way you acknowledge a stranger. She filled the silence fast. "So, how are you?" "Good," I said, and I meant it. That seemed to throw her. She tilted her head like she was searching my face for cracks. "You look fine," she said, almost disappointed. She told me she had moved his stuff in, then took it back out. Told me he was intense, jealous, wanted reassurance she was not talking to anyone else. The irony was apparently lost on her. "I did not realize how good I had it," she said quietly. "You were always steady." There it was, the compliment that came too late. I did not argue, did not defend myself, did not even feel the urge to. I just put my sauce in the cart and said, "Take care, Lena." As I walked away, she called after me. "Do you ever think about us?" I stopped. Turned around. Thought for a second. "Not anymore," I said. Her face fell. Not dramatically, not angrily. Just flat. Like something finally clicked. I paid for my groceries and left. Sat in my car for a minute afterward, surprised by how little I felt. No rush of pride, no sadness, just confirmation. Later that night, I realized something important. Closure is not a conversation. It is the moment you stop needing one. And I was already there. After that grocery store run-in, I expected some kind of emotional aftershock. Regret, nostalgia, the urge to check her socials. None of it came. What did come was distance. the kind you do not notice at first. Mutual friends stopped bringing her up. Invitations shifted. I realized how many group plans had revolved around accommodating her moods. Without her in the equation, everything got simpler, lighter. One night, my brother asked if I was okay being alone, not in a worried way, just curious. I told him the truth. I do not feel alone. I feel unclaimed. That surprised him. It surprised me too. I started doing things I had not done in years. Stayed out late without explaining myself. Ate cereal for dinner because I felt like it. Bought furniture I actually liked instead of what looked adult enough. Small things. Quiet rebellions. Then, out of nowhere, Lena emailed me. Not texted. Emailed. Like we were coworkers ending a project. She said she had been thinking a lot, that she was in therapy now, that she finally understood why I left, that she did not want to get back together. She just wanted peace between us. I stared at the screen for a long time. Peace, to her, always meant access. Being able to reach me without consequences. Being absolved without actually giving anything back. I did not reply. A week later, she sent another one. Shorter. Colder. I guess I deserved that. That was the closest she ever came to accountability. I deleted it and went on with my day. That night, lying in bed, I thought about how she told me to deal with it, how confident she had been that I would stay, how shocked she was by an empty closet. Some people think love means endurance, that staying no matter what is strength. But sometimes, strength is packing your bags quietly, leaving a note, and choosing not to explain yourself ever again. And I did not hate her for it. I just did not belong there anymore. A few months after everything blew up, I found the note. Not the note I knew exactly what I had written, but the one she never gave me. My brother ran into her at a mutual friend's birthday. I did not go. Still was not interested in overlapping worlds, but he came home with this weird look on his face and said, "She asked about you." Like really asked. Apparently, she had been carrying something around in her bag for weeks, folded, creased, soft at the edges. A letter she wrote after she came home to the empty closet, after she peeled the sticky note off the counter and realized there was no dramatic reunion coming. She did not give it to him to pass on. Just told him what it said. It was an apology, a real one by the sound of it. Not excuses. Not deflection. Just regret. She wrote about how she thought love was leverage. How she mistaken being wanted for being safe. How she never thought okay would mean gone. When my brother finished telling me, he waited for a reaction. I did not have one. Not because it did not matter, but because it came too late to change anything. That was the strange part. Months ago, I would have replayed every word. Wondered what it meant. Wondered if it was enough. But now it just felt like a closed chapter getting its footnote. I told him I hope she meant it. That I hope she learned something real from it. And I meant that too. That night, I sat on my balcony with a beer. City lights humming below, thinking about how endings do not always come with explosions. Sometimes they are just quiet decisions made while someone else assumes you will stay. She told me to deal with it. So I did. Not with rage, not with revenge, just by leaving and never needing to come back. I guess that is the end of it. Not the dramatic kind, just the real one. Every now and then, I still catch myself noticing things she would have commented on, a shirt she would have hated, a song she would call noise. I smile when it happens, not because I miss her, but because I do not have to edit myself anymore. I heard she moved apartments. Smaller place. New job. Different circle. I hope it is working for her. Truly, I do not need her to suffer for me to feel okay. That chapter already did what it needed to do. People ask if I would handle it differently now, if I wish I had said more, fought harder, explained myself better. I would not. The most powerful thing I ever did in that relationship was not arguing or demanding respect. It was saying, okay, packing my bags while she was with someone else and leaving a note that did not beg, threaten, or accuse. Just facts. Good luck with him. No insults. No closure speech. No second chances wrapped in guilt. She came home to an empty closet because she assumed love meant permanence without effort, because she thought I would stay no matter how small she made me. I did not. And here is what I learned. For anyone reading this and wondering if they are overreacting or being dramatic or throwing everything away, if someone tells you to deal with being disrespected, believe them. Deal with it by choosing yourself. You do not owe anyone endurance at the cost of your dignity. Sometimes the healthiest ending is the quiet one where you leave. Do not look back. And finally make room for a life that does not require you to disappear inside it. Thank you for watching until the very end, wishing you happiness, peace, and a wonderful day ahead.